This is Jennifer Lynn Warren from American Horror Stories Coven, and you're watching The Horror Show. Wait, horror what?
Horror show. Yes, ma'am.
Horror? I was like, Horror Network, horror. Hey there, you're watching. Oh, shit. This is Jennifer Lynn Warren from American Horror Stories Coven, and you're watching The Horror Show. Yes, that is what you're watching. Should I do that again?
It's okay, we do bloopers too.
Awesome. Now I know where I'm going to end up.
Kid.
Who are you?
I'm the Boogeyman.
What are we doing in here?
We boogie, man.
And action.
I forgot my lines.
Susie, what's the best way to get a carotid artery stain out of the carpet?
Let me check that. Okay, I found this on the web for the best way to get a carotid artery stain out of the carpet.
Wow. Wow.
We don't need serious.
Okay.
We're gonna have a school full of zombies that we're gonna have to kill.
Okay, I need you to step.
She was ready. Just
Did you get that on?
Good.
I did. Okay, that's awesome.
Killing zombies ain't fun, but sometimes you just gotta improvise.
Okay, we gotta do that again.
Sometimes successfully, and sometimes not successful. Sometimes
Hi, I'm Kane Hodder. You're watching The Horror Show.
Oh yeah.
Well, hello there.
What's up, everyone? I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Jaime Fuego.
And he's kind of on screen.
Kind of on screen looking for my notes.
Where'd your notes go? Nope, those are my notes. Where'd you put your notes, bro?
Damn it.
Oh, frickin' party foul at the very beginning of the news with frickin' booze.
Especially after 2 weeks without doing it.
Can you guys
Here
hear
I
us
am.
okay?
Send me.
Everyone hear us okay? All right, everyone good? Everyone happy? Everyone all ready for fun and good
Booze.
times? Again,
And
I'm
news.
Cecil Laird.
I'm Jaime Fuego.
And this is the Horror Show News
With booze.
as you can see,
Salud.
already taking effect. Fuego doesn't even know where his notes are.
Just a little bit. Yeah, I left it over there when we were taking the shot just now.
I'm not accusing you, man. Relax.
Right into defense mode.
I know, geez. Here we go. So, Fuego, what?
Yes.
Well, first, before we get started, let's shout.
Yeah, shout out,
people out
because we
that
have
are
some
here.
familiar faces there from a night.
We got the Reader in Black. We got Oscar Perez. We got Mikey Tromatrash.
Yeah, Mike's my
Mikey.
dude.
I think he's the one that requested the Mutilator.
Mutilator. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he saw my. I think he saw my response to that, and he was like, "Oh, bummed out." You'll enjoy the review. I'll say that much once I finally finish writing it. But
we got the Movie Geek. Bert, what up, dude?
Yep, Movie Geek.
Bert Better.
We also have Baron von Mogadon. That's a pretty cool name. Old Fart 62 is here.
Yeah, shout out.
I think that's about it right now.
Yeah,
QWE is here. Child's Play next year. Yep. And then Wets 23 is here. So yeah.
Hello.
Fuego. Let's get into. I did. Yeah, he did do the Mutilator. Man, alive! I'm telling you, he says it's one of his favorites since he was a kid, and I'm like, okay, it must be, because if you watched it as an adult horror lover, you might not appreciate it that much. But we'll get into it in my review of the Mutilator, coming soon to our Patreon.
Yeah.
Fuego, what's the first story, brother?
Let's jump into a story, man. Anyway, you are not up to date on The Walking Dead, unfortunately.
Nope.
Yeah.
You just, but what did we just do? Tell the people.
Yeah, so myself and Marsha Parker actually just did a Rick Final episode. Yeah, there you go. A Rick Final episode / like the season so far, if anyone can still hear me with all the tying that's going on.
Yeah.
That is obviously a comic book tie. And I am up to date in the comics as far as they have gone in adaptations through the television series. It's basically, Marsha's gone a little bit further. She's gone through Whisperer War, whatever the hell it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so 5th episode of The Walking Dead, they put all of this attention into the advertisement about this is Rick Grimes' final episode of the show. Mm-hmm. Everybody's assuming, okay, Andrew Lincoln's dipping out. He wants to go do other projects. They even said in the press that they had lined this up a couple of years ago. Mm-hmm. So they had been planning for his departure for a while. We're just waiting in the wings. Not going to say what happens with Rick's character in that 5th episode, but myself and Marsha gave our thoughts about the first 5 episodes of the 9th season so far, so you can look forward to that video. And we also talked about the final Rick Grimes episode of the show. However, this is where the catch comes in.
Okay.
And this is where you even tweeted or put a post up on Killer Flicks about it or something. You were like, oh, all you peeps on The Walking Dead's dick, you know, thinking you're going to get this final Rick episode. And then lo and behold, what do they do? The day after the episode airs, man, they decide to say, we are actually going to be doing 3 Rick Grimes AMC original movies.
3, not 1, not 2, but 3 of them.
How many licks does it take to get to the Tootsie Roll Pop? 1, a 2, a 3, crunch. This does feel like a little bait and switch for fans.
Yeah.
I must
Absolutely.
admit. It's pretty messed up. And we're not going to say if Rick dies or not, but they also don't say, like, where is this going to take place during the time jump? Is this going to take place, sometime before or after a different adventure, whatever? There's no specifications about any of that. But bottom line, billing this is the last time you'll ever see character played by Mr. Lincoln, and then they announce this. I'm excited about these movies, and apparently it all boils down to the fact that Gimbal and Nicotero and all those clowns want to build the Walking Dead universe, as they said in this press release the following day. They have additional films besides these 3 that are going to be going into production. They're going to be doing more specials, more webisodes, digital content, all kinds of things like that. So they did not specify if these films are going to be theatrical or just like long-form episode, like TV movies, like I mean, they used to do that with Columbo and Magnum and so many other properties, back in the day. So I can't say that I'm hating on the long form of that, but I am a little upset that they would, just kind of goad on their fans and do something of this crazy nature. I'm not like, up in arms pissed about it because the show hasn't been one of my favorites for the last like year and a half or so. I got caught up in it when we did the panel, and then I watched 7, and I did not like season 7 very much, and then I started watching season 8. You finished season 8, though. Did you feel like it was a pretty accurate representation of the comic books? Because reading the comics just a couple days ago,
I don't know.
I just didn't like
the thing to go into. We did a review. Watch the review we did for you.
Okay. Well, honestly, All Out War, I thought the end of it was kind of boring. Anyway, but so do you think this is messed up? What they've done with the fans here, sir?
Yeah, I think it's a total, like you said, a bait and switch, and it's it's an unnecessary thing. That is a bummer that, you built everyone up thinking one thing was going to happen, and I don't even know what happened, honestly. So
yeah, that's
I
why
don't know if it's,
I'm not alluding to one thing or another.
I don't know if it's a bait and switch or not, but you know, maybe he dies, maybe he didn't. Whatever, it doesn't really matter to me. Please don't spoil it in the comments. And now that I said that, someone will. But
I'm leaving it ambiguous because in some ways it's left ambiguous. So
yeah, I'm not really terribly worried about it anyway. The fact that there's going to be 3 movies is just like, oh god.
And those aren't the only movies. They're just the only ones with him.
I just don't understand how Walking Dead can be double and triple and quadrupling down on the property when it's been waning so much in viewership.
Well, they have 2 shows. They have video games coming out. They have all of this new content between movies and new digital bits here and there and specials. And I mean, I don't know. They obviously think this Walking Dead universe is the comic. And you stopped collecting the comic recently, right?
Yeah, I did, actually. I stopped at issue 181, and they're at 185 this week. I almost picked up the 4 that I missed this week just because I'm like, they're so close to 200, and knowing me, by the time 200 rolls around, I probably will go back and get them all. I just can't help it. It's so stupid.
No.
But
has the writing of the comic book waned, in your opinion?
It's gotten way repetitive. I mean, they just got to a whole new community with a whole new leader that's a female. That
is that the chick with the pink sunglasses?
No, that's she's a cool side character. They just happen to cross on the side of the road. That's crazy, but in like a fun way. So, oh man, yeah, I don't know. I just think this is a ridiculous thing to do. It's unnecessary, and I mean, I don't know. Maybe the story will prove worth it, but.
Well, it's also the same week that AMC announced they were doing a Breaking Bad movie too. So it's like they're milking these big properties. Yeah, they're milking the properties as best they can. So I think that's enough. We'll go on to some additional zombie news right now. And although I must say I loved that last Rick episode. I thought it was great.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'll probably like it too.
Yeah.
You can like a episode and still not really be enjoying a show.
It hits you in the feels. Watch me and Marsha's review.
I will when I can't do it until I've watched the show, dipshit.
I know. I'm just kidding. So this is an interesting tale right here, actually, or an interesting development, I guess is a better way of putting it. So there was apparently a lost sequel script that George Romero and John Russo wrote before their big falling out, because they had that big falling out right after doing Night of the Living Dead in the Pittsburgh area. Turned out to be an iconic and classic film. We talked to a good chunk of the people last year at Mad Monster that were involved in both the behind the scenes and behind the camera and the in front of the camera process. They're coming to get you, Barbara, so on and so forth.
Man, Jerks just reminded me of something that's going to make me yell at you.
Me?
Yep. Go ahead.
That? Now I'm trying to...
No, see... Way to go. Super professional.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that is right. That's a review that's been months in the making, too. Fuego.
Did you finish the 3rd season?
The 2nd season? The only other season that's come out? We still haven't reviewed season 2.
That's true. We still haven't technically reviewed Stranger Things season 2 either.
Oh my god, I thought about that the other day, too. You got the DVD, I was like...
That's why I bought it.
This season, and I'm like, oh wait, we didn't actually ever review this season, did we?
All right, so
sidetrack.
yeah, we get lots of news and booze.
But still,
it happens.
I am angry with you about not letting me review Preacher season 2 yet, because you keep saying you haven't finished it.
No, I never did finish it.
You son of a bitch! It's
yeah,
so
because
good.
well, because just like you, I lost my cable whatever stream, and then and then I just never fell back to it. Anyway, so
well, I can learn. I mean, I have. You can watch it at my house. We'll say that.
There you go. He has his means. So there was apparently recently discovered a lost... They went through so much George Romero stuff in the last couple of years, as far as like just his offices and his different things that he had in storage and whatnot.
We actually did, Sam. We reviewed the first trade.
It is my favorite comic series.
We reviewed
ever.
the first trade. We just never got back to finish the series, so maybe we will.
I was actually rereading them last year when the 2nd season started of the show.
I'm sorry. For those that can't read the comments, Sam Power just asked, are you going to review the comic Preacher? And we did review the first volume, but we haven't reviewed the rest. Sorry.
Until the end of the world.
This is why people are like, don't look at the comments, don't acknowledge the comments until the end.
Keep on going.
Sorry, guys. All right, I'll get to the comments at the end.
Stay on target. Stay on target. All right, so they've been cleaning out Romero's lost stuff and everything, and he had like hundreds of different scripts and stuff that he wrote.
And they're stripping his bones before they put him in the ground.
Well, there were so many things that were both completely. He has completely filmed movies that they are trying to like find distribution for and stuff because
Really?
they just never released them.
Wow.
But this is one of the biggest things, is that they apparently found a lost script shortly after the original Night of the Living Dead that him and Russo, when they were still on cool terms, wrote, put together. It's a direct sequel as opposed to the little sidetrack thing that we got with Dawn of the Dead and with Return of the Living Dead and the rights splitting and all that other stuff. This is a direct sequel to the original film, and it is being fast-tracked for development by Living Dead Media, I believe it is, and they are trying to get it in theaters sometime in 2019, and everybody who is still alive who was part of the original film's process is going to have involvement, including John Russo. Russo did he kind of commissioned those comics. I know he wrote like one or two of them, and they're really disgustingly bloody, really nasty books.
Yep. I have all those in the box over there.
Yeah. It honestly makes me wonder if they're really going to go for it with an adaptation like this, if there will be an actual decent budget behind it, things like that. But if this is a lost script that Russo and Ramiro worked on together when they were still cool, I'm incredibly intrigued. I think the original Night of the Living Dead was way ahead of its time, even though I kind of like Savini's version better. But that's just me. That's just me.
It's not just
it's the gore factor. It's Tony
definitely
Todd.
The gore factor and
Tony Todd, man.
Yeah,
God
absolutely.
Damn. So, your thoughts on this idea of doing this direct sequel, fast track into development?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If it's like,
they give no specification what the idea is.
I mean, if it's written back then when they did the first one, then there's a chance it's good. If it's more like the later Dead movies he made, then I say, not unlike viewer Ben Grimm, I say those movies should stay dead.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that in our next story.
Yes. Well, okay, speaking of which, why don't we go ahead and launch into it? While you do that, I'm going to go grab something off a shelf in my room that I meant to grab before we started this story. So
do your thing. So, are you grabbing those comics, I'm guessing?
I don't know
Maybe.
what you're talking about.
He has no idea what I'm talking about. Anyway, so the last script that George actually wrote before he passed away was something called Road of the Dead. And honestly, since I really didn't like Survival of the Dead very much, I thought Diary of the Dead was interesting enough in the fact that it was kind of, George had his social commentary on so many trends in both cinema and in society and stuff like that. That was his big thing. And when I interviewed him, he really hammered that point home, talking about how all his stuff is so allegorical and metaphorical. And anyway, I don't see where the allegory is in doing a story called Road of the Dead about a bunch of zombies driving race cars on an island for the amusement of the people who live on it. It takes place 6 years after Land of the Dead, so it's like maintaining.
So it's skipping Diary and...
It's skipping Diary and Survival, which were... I actually
Awful.
didn't mind Diary.
No.
I did not mind Diary.
No.
In this diary.
No, get out. Get out.
I'm singing
now
Ataris.
I have to do the rest of the news without you.
You don't like the Ataris?
No, I don't like that movie. Oh.
No, but...
You're the worst person ever.
Wow.
Sorry. I'm not really being serious.
Land of the Dead sucked, though. And the fact that we see Eugene...
They all three sucked.
Yeah, but it was the most tolerable with Hopper and stuff. But, and I get sad every time we see Eugene on all of those different tours. Like, we've done so many conventions, and he's the sweetest dude. But he's really one of the only...
Is he the sweetest dude? He didn't seem super sweet in our interview with him.
The second interview, the one with Marsha.
We only interviewed him once.
I guess this one we tried to... Or maybe it was just, like, behind-the-scenes interactions previously.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he was super cool until Marsha was like... She asked him that one question.
She threw him off with a silly question.
Yeah.
She asked, if you could be a final girl, who would you be? And he's like, the hell's that supposed to mean? It's like, oh,
I know, girl.
Yeah, it's like, dude, just chill out.
Okay, so everybody is in consensus, though, that the original Dead trilogy is far superior to when George decided to come back to the series and the 2000s and whatnot. So, Road of the Dead, though, I don't know.
Has a prequel comic.
Well, it does have a prequel comic, which just came out, which is why you're running to grab that.
Yeah.
It just came out on November 7th. It's going to be a 3-issue little series. It's called Highway to Hell.
You know who does the coloring?
It looks very familiar. It looks Ash. Am I right?
It's Jay Photos.
No shit.
Yeah. It's Jay.
Shout out to our dude Jay, man.
Of course. Yeah.
Guy behind 68 Zombie, friend of ours, friend of the show.
Yeah. Also doing the other book that we're going to be reviewing.
He did some Ninja Turtle stuff. He's done so many different things. He is a badass, I have to say.
Yeah.
3-issue. It's a prequel comic, basically. Have you read it already?
The first, so just the first issue has just come out. No, I haven't read it yet.
Did you read the issue?
No, I like to wait until all the issues are out to read.
No, so you can like trade status it.
Pretty much. No, I don't know what it's about. It looks like it's two cops, but
well, they're trying to save some scientist on that island where they do the weird races who has a cure for the virus, and so there's biker gangs and there's all kinds of craziness. So I don't know. I can't say I'm too incredibly enthused about it. But
oh, great. Well, that's a great way to start. Dude taking a crap. Awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, just so you guys get an idea of the artwork.
Yeah, show them the crap stuff.
I'm not going to show them the crap stuff. What's the matter with you? But that's kind of
like,
what you're getting in the
show all of their heads like getting blown up.
Well, that's different than a dude leaning over trying to wipies.
I thought he was like dead. And you know how people, they crap after they die?
They release their bowels, Fuego.
Okay.
It's different.
I learned about it on South Park.
It's different.
It's totes different.
Wow, this is kind of gory.
Yeah, so the last bit of information that we heard about this film, which this IDW comic is a prequel to, is the fact that obviously George is not going to be directing it, nor is his son, who has been doing some Dead stuff as well. But Matt Berman, who is like, kind of within his inner Pittsburgh circle of sorts, was going to be involved, and there has not been a peep about that film being in development since then. But the comic book that I'm assuming probably went into production when they initially announced the film, it's here. So, nice. I don't know. Hopefully it's not too terrible. I did really like Russo's Night of the Living Dead comics, though, as grotesque and disgusting as they were. I did too,
dude. Oh, man, they were great.
They had I have a bunch to them.
They even brought it back with Plague of the Living Dead not too long after that. They followed up a bunch of them. Well, I'll be going through them all eventually. Like I've got a big old long box of horror branded comic books.
He's got a long box.
I will get through. Maybe when it comes out, I'll do a month's worth of Living Dead comics.
Well, I know they adapted in those comics one of Russo's like follow-up novels that had nothing to do with Romero, but it was him continuing the story by himself. That's what I'm trying to remember offhand.
Well, ain't you worthless?
I know. I am donuts for worth. But
Judge Production says Russo's books were amazing. Oh, all right. Well, let's move on to the next story, Fuego.
Let's do it, dude. So the next story is actually
Fetty!
Fetty is on the press rounds right now for The Girl in the Spider's Web, which is the adaptation of the first novel about...
it's the girl with the dragon tattoo without the original author.
Yeah, it's the first one because he passed away, unfortunately. Yep. And so this is where, some of my overseas friends in Europe and stuff like that who have possibly read this... I've heard that Numi Rapace was fantastic in the adaptation of the original films, and even though I haven't seen the David Fincher film, I have heard that the chemistry between Daniel Craig and between Rooney Mara, who love Rooney Mara, she's awesome, and Foxy. Anyway, very talented actress and very talented actor, Mr. 007, at least for this final installment, presumably. Everybody has said that the chemistry between previous actors that have adapted this material, in the ones written by the original dude, they're great. Fitty is not getting a lot of love for this film. They're saying that Claire Foy is not as good in the role. They're saying you don't feel that romantic tension and chemistry because they are former lovers in the story of everything. But long story short, Fitty is on the press rounds for this film, and of course everybody is asking him about the previous two films he did before.
The ones everyone liked.
Yeah, exactly. And the critics are kind of savaging this current one. So he gave an update on both Evil Dead and Don't Breathe 2. He gave a very interesting bit of information about Evil Dead and I guess a cool update, but also maybe a slightly disappointing update about Don't Breathe 2. So apparently there is no script finished for Evil Dead 2. However, somebody asked if it fits into the Raimi universe or if it's just its own thing and a remake and different and whatever. And he basically was pointing out, watch all the way to the end of the movie and you'll see if it ties in or not. So he basically gave that confirmation that it is within that universe, even if... and
just because Bruce appeared at the very end?
Well, he didn't... There's other details and stuff like that, but basically he hinted at the fact that, yes, it's not its own thing. It is connected to Bruce's universe in some way. But that was not what he expanded upon really in-depthly because of the fact that he spelled it out. He's like, there is no script yet for Evil Dead 2, but we're still trying to get it going. And then he proceeded to continue and say there is a script already completed for Don't Breathe 2. Don't Breathe 2, the script is done, But this is the thing that he dropped that disappointed a lot of people. He is presumably pulling a James Wan.
I'm not going to direct it?
He's going to produce and not direct.
Do
you really think it's that necessary? Is that much of a disappointment?
If it allows him to focus on Evil Dead 2, I'm fine with it.
Well, he would still be producing, and he co-wrote the script. So
yeah, I'm fine with it if it allows him to keep working on Evil Dead 2. If he goes to do something else, then fuck him. If he does another girl movie, another Girl with the Spiders movie,
well, if it's,
I don't really care.
If it's ill-received, I doubt there. I mean, there isn't another novel, to the best of my knowledge, since that one came out a couple of years ago. So, I mean, he could be presumably waiting in the wings or
Mikey
whatever.
says bring Pablo into Evil Dead 2. I don't know.
That could be interesting.
Do that. Yeah, they could bring... Well, I don't know. I haven't finished Evil Dead season 3
yet. That's another one that we have. That's another one that we have.
I have it, and David and I are trying to watch through it. We've only gotten through 2 episodes because October came and we were flooded with shit.
October came, guys. We are so sorry for what we have fallen behind on, whether it's podcast or Patreon or whatever. But it was
and Patreon. Jesus,
very,
like 4 weeks
very busy month. My God.
Yeah. Maybe I should just interview some of our viewers for podcasts just to get the material.
I think that could be fun.
Yeah, it could be fun. Yeah, maybe I could do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Would you have to Skype it, or would you?
Yeah, I'd probably have to Skype it.
No.
That's all right.
So yeah, that's really the only update that we have.
If you're interested in that, let me know in the comments down below.
That's a cool thing, though, that Fetty is like, okay, both of these are actively being developed. We have a script for Don't Breathe 2. We do not for Evil Dead 2, but they are like his next 2 projects. Is essentially what he has said on a couple different press junkets. So that's cool, man, because I need to revisit the Evil Dead remake because I hated it when I first watched it. I hated it. I felt like it was just gore zone craziness, and it didn't. I don't know. It just did not retain the spirit of 2 and 3, and Army being my favorite, which is the least gory and crazy of all of them. But in any event, let us jump to the 5th story, good sir.
Yes, please do.
And the 5th story.
Although now the whole time you were just talking, since I talked last, it just made me think I want to do a viewer call-in show where I just have our Skype window up, and we just bring any viewer that wants to come on and Skype us. We'll do one at a time and bring up the window where you usually are, and then we can talk to the viewer and stuff like that. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. Call-in show.
Oh God! All these ideas that I have for the show,
it's very.
We're already so jam-packed.
Yeah, but now that the ebb and flow is kind of going and go. So Andy Muschietti.
Jerks is up for a podcast. I've been meaning to talk to him anyway. We should do that.
Yeah, we have to. Brandon's the shit, man.
Yeah.
So jumping back to a story we did 2 weeks ago, the last time that we did a news story, we're talking about how Attack on Titan was getting its North American development done by none other than Andy Muschietti and his sister Barbara. They're a producing/writing team, and shortly thereafter, like literally just less than a week after, so it would have been, if we were still doing news weekly, at least in October when things were crazy, we would have talked about this. He is also adapting H.G. Wells' The Time Machine, the timeless classic. You see where I went there with that? But it's an 1895 book. I read it back in grade school and then again a few years ago. And it's awesome, man. Everything H.G. did was very ahead of his time because of the fact that he was envisioning technology very much like Asimov and some of these other science fiction writers before, like you have to dream up technology before it can actually become reality. And so science fiction often just turns into like reality because somebody has to dream the impossible before you can actually make it real. And so I did not like the one with was it Guy Pearce that they did back in 2002, I want to say. It's been a long time since I've seen the black and white one from the 60s, so I can't do that direct comparison, but I have always liked the source material greatly. It shows that they're really just throwing the big budget reins at Andy at this point. His sister and him wrote the script. His sister's going to be producing. He's going to be directing. And also a co-producer is Leonardo DiCaprio, of all people. So, there's esteem in Hollywood. His clout is growing. Do you have any fondness or do you enjoy this source material very much?
I've never read it. The only frame of reference I have is the
Guy Pearce
movie, which was terrible, very terrible. So I don't really care.
It was one of the most criticized.
I think it's a misuse of Andy Muschiett's time, in my opinion. I mean, what can I say?
He's trying to get work after Chapter 2, dude. Chapter 2 comes out this September, and then he is just going balls deep in Titan and H.G. Wells.
Let him focus on Titan. Why does he need to do 2 at the same time?
Well, he's not doing 2 at the same time. That's just his project.
Which the order? Time Machine or Titan, and then Titan Time Machine?
Titan Time Machine.
Okay, then I'm happy then.
Yeah, Titan Time Machine.
See, that gives other people enough time to pitch him other ideas that he'd rather do besides this stupid H.G. Wells book.
But so then you're more excited about the Attack on Titan.
Oh, absolutely.
Than this,
Screw the Time Machine. Give me Attack on Titan. Give me a live-action good Attack on Titan that isn't slow and over-dramatic like the freaking Japanese live-action one.
Denouncing them. Well, I actually really dig the source material where you're jumping like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years in the future, and then you see the conflict of man, and then you try to jump all the way back. And I actually think that maybe even like a Kubrick like derived some ideas when he was combining the source material for like 2001, and just the incessant need for fighting and for things like that within man, even at a very primitive state. So I don't know. I highly recommend the book to anybody. I can't recommend the movie from about 15, 18 years ago, whatever the hell it is, 2002. Mr. Guy Pearce. Guy Pearce's performance was the only good thing, but effects were bad, story was bad. It was just meh. So story number 6 is one that has intrigued a hell of a lot of people. Unfortunately, I'm not part of that train for the sheer fact that I watched a few episodes of this show with a girlfriend at the time,
lame.
and I'm lame. The girl I was dating when this show was really big, she was super into it, and she watched all of it, and she was like,
so good.
Like she knew my hatred for Eva Green though, because
why?
Because she went with me to see A Dame to Kill For, and we're like sitting in the theater together, and she is like sexy, topless, just conniving bitch kind of thing. And she even said to me after the movie, she's like, wow, I could just feel you seething in this seat when you, like, anytime she was on screen. And I was like, oh yeah, because just the femme fatale craziness and whatnot. She was the only good thing really about that entire movie, but I have heard immense praise for her performance, for Disturbing Behavior dude, Mr. Hartnett.
Josh Hartnett's amazing in it.
He's not in Disturbing Behavior. I'm thinking of The Faculty. Faculty, dude.
And Halloween H2O, same year.
Yeah. Man, Robert Rodriguez,
he filmed them at the same time.
Yeah, as far as underappreciated stuff goes, Robert Rodriguez, The Faculty, man, so badass.
So good.
But I've heard he's good.
We don't have a review of that on the channel. We really need to put one up.
Timothy Dalton is also in it, if I'm not mistaken, the guy who was Bond for License to Kill and A View to a Kill?
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that Timothy Dalton?
Yeah,
he's so good.
Yeah,
he's so good in it.
Yeah, I've heard just the casting is
Dude,
tremendous.
the whole cast is great.
The guy who went on to Mr. Mercedes.
Well, there's also a guy that plays Dorian Gray. There's a guy that plays Frankenstein's monster. There's I don't want to ruin too much, but
no, don't.
Dude, it's everything. Dracula comes into a later season.
And it made what, 3 seasons or 4 seasons?
3. It made 3.
3 seasons. Okay.
And then a follow-up comic apparently.
Yeah, which they were trying for a little bit, and it was a Showtime property. This is where when you remind me about the aspect of the fact that they were using the classic Universal monsters and stuff like that, or at least
it was all the people in the Victorian era that could have possibly been around at the same time.
Yeah, well,
so cool.
Well, this one is not taking place.
So cool, Fuego.
It's so cool.
You
well, I need
fucked up by missing it.
Well, it's just one that goes on the pile of things I need to either catch up on or watch or whatever. So this is going to take place. This spin-off that they are doing. That was apparently approached to the Showtime network by none other than the original creator, John something. I did not write his name down. I feel like a dumbass.
Okay.
But he was the guy who created the show. He was the writer. He was the EP. He was the main driving force behind this. The show got canceled. Some people, there's arguments about whether they still had more tales that they wanted to tell, which is why they went with the comic book, or if it
say it's Eva Green's story.
It was it all came full circle or something. But this is obviously a massive time jump if they're going to 1938 LA, and as you can tell by this artwork, he came and approached with an idea about doing the late 30s because of the fact that Mexican American folklore was going to be a big time thing. And it was going to be a heavy presence in the storytelling. It's going to, obviously 38 LA.
So we'll get La Llorona, we'll get El Capuy, we can get all the cool, Latin American legends.
Exactly.
That'd be pretty sweet.
And that is exactly the approach that he came with this pitch, and they were just like, well, we didn't want to do any more Penny Dreadful, but You know,
does it say City of Angels? Is that what
City of Angels?
So it's L.A. It's just Penny Dreadful L.A.
That's
like
what I
you
just
said.
said.
Yeah, 1930. Sorry, I'm making the connections with the title very slowly.
Yeah,
I apologize. Well, but that means it's going to be big time noir, though, don't you think?
Not necessarily. I mean,
L.A. in the 30s, of course.
Yeah, but on the Hispanic side of things, that's more like gringo gumshoe kind of shit, man.
Well, that's
you know,
true. That's
I mean,
true.
So I'm not actually getting that vibe at all. I'm thinking.
But okay, well, we haven't really had much that's focused on the Latin American portion of the U.S.
also,
in 1930, I guess.
Yeah, well, 1938. So the end of the decade, we're talking World
30s.
War II is about to start and stuff. But
Don't you ever correct me again in front of these people.
Ever.
Don't you ever do that again in front of these people.
You have me thinking Chappelle show where he's like, what are you talking about? He's like picking them in the head. Anyway, so yeah, they're saying that this is actually going to focus upon a lot of the historical kind of tensions that were going on between the massive influx coming up from Mexico of, you know, lots of Mexican workers and stuff like that. So it's really gonna, it's not gonna be full on race war or anything like that, but it's gonna explore just the fact that so much of the culture is seeping in. It's scaring, you know, a lot of the Caucasianese and stuff, and it's gonna, I mean,
the whites.
Exactly. So I'm actually very down with this.
I'm down with it because the first round of the show was great. It was excellent.
And if you have the same creative guy, you know, leading the ship and you know, kind of rocking things proper, it's obviously, I don't know. It obviously has a ton of potential that they can presumably go with, which excites the hell out of me. And yeah, there's, I mean, go down south, man. There is some of the scariest tales beyond even La Llorona and stuff from, you know, friends of mine that, you know, grew up in Mexico or even further down into South America.
You could even do
Central
some
America,
Native
whatever.
American legends over in LA too. Around that time, there's still some around.
I think based on the artwork, they're definitely going to be focusing upon the
Latin
kind of
American,
the Latin aspect of it.
It does seem that way,
which is dope.
Which is fine. Yeah,
it's
fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's totally fine.
I am an adopted Mexicano de Miami.
My voice isn't going up for any particular reason.
No, it's fine.
All
right. See ya.
Next.
Star 7. Now this is another one where you're gonna have to really give a lot of insight because
Pacific Rim.
I've seen bits and pieces of both of these films and can't say I was
particularly what is wrong with you? Every time you tell me you haven't seen these, I get pissed.
Because I don't like big robot fighting.
You like big monsters?
Nah, I don't like big robot fighting stuff.
He makes me so angry sometimes, guys.
I'm not big on the kaiju shit, man.
I don't know what to do. Why not? What's scarier than a freaky ass kaiju? Seriously, what's scarier than something you cannot escape?
I just don't like the people in the big suit.
Because 5 steps and it's like
fighting.
Where the fuck are you going? Seriously, I had so many kaiju dreams growing up.
Nah, not me.
It
was all about sharks eating me and my friend's pool.
I had 3 different kinds of dreams. I had Jaws, I had Tremors, and I had kaiju.
You had Tremors dreams.
Oh, dude, I for sure had Tremors dreams.
There's always water dreams for me. I don't know, water and falling.
Jaws, listen to this. Jaws, Tremors, kaiju. You think I got a complex about things trying to eat me?
I never had a kaiju.
Oh, dude.
In my life.
Godzilla, you know why it scared me? You know why? Is because I treated, when I would dream this, it was just the same as being in the ocean, unable to escape something that could move a lot faster. So to me, what scared me the most is that the kaiju, Godzilla, King Kong, whatever it was, always focused on me. So he would be tracking me. So I would literally run up and down city blocks trying to escape.
Around you
lots of other people around. He would just ignore, and every corner I would turn, he would be coming around that other corner.
I can smell that sweet meat.
It just scared. That's why, actually, there's a scene in Pacific Rim that scared the shit out of me, where there's a little girl and a kaiju is crashing through the city, and it stops and notices her in the original Pacific Rim. Notices her, and this is actually the origin story of the girl that gets in a Jaeger, and goes right for her. This tiny little girl, this giant kaiju notices and zeroes in on her, and that's the stuff that scared. I'm telling you, Jaws, Tremors, and kaijus used to scare the crap out of me. I don't like the idea of getting eaten at all.
No,
that's why little things, Puppet Master, Critters, Ghoulies, all that shit never scared me at all.
No, they never scared me.
No,
I thought
it's the things that could ingest me that freak me out.
Yeah, big stuff. Big stuff.
Yeah, big stuff.
Well, big stuff is coming from Netflix in the fact that they did this big announcement panel recently where they were talking about all the different series of the animated variety that are coming from Asia that they are currently in development and presumed eventual distribution for, one of which was a anime series. So I'm presuming it's going to be kind of like the Toho thing that they had going on with Godzilla, but it's going to be in the Pacific Rim universe. They didn't say if it's taking place before or after. I'm presuming kind of side story, because like the whole vibe is that there's going to be older brother, younger sister, and they find an abandoned one of the mech suits, whatever the hell they call them.
They call them mechs. Yeah.
Oh, do they?
Oh, you mean in this specific? No, they call them Jaegers.
Okay, Jaegers. Yeah.
In Pacific Rim. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they find an abandoned Jaeger and they jump in it, and they are trying to track down their missing parents. So it's gonna have kind of that human drama kind of vibe to it, more on the family side of things, I would say.
That scares me a little bit. That's a little bit like.
Is it too on the nose?
No, it's a little bit like not the most recent, not Bumblebee. But the most recent...
I think Bumblebee looks badass, actually.
No, the Transformers movie before The Last Night, which was god-awful. The one where the little girl... Wait, maybe that's not...
I haven't watched
Transformers. It's the one. It's the movie where the little girl gets inside... Maybe that was Pacific Rim 2. I can't remember. Yeah, it was Pacific Rim 2, where the little girl... Oh, shit, I can't remember. Little girl gets inside a Jaeger and is, like, running with it. And, like, I don't know. I can't remember what I'm thinking about now. It's tripping me out. Someone will correct me, but...
Somebody will.
Whew, anyway.
Well...
Yeah, I'm excited about an anime series because
on that.
Here's what I like about anime series. Like, stuff, I've been getting into more of them. Like, I really like One Punch Man, and I rewatched some of it recently.
Have you watched Devilman? That's one that
Devilman Crybaby? No, I've got it in my queue for a while.
Telling me it's really good.
No, I've had it in my queue for a long time since it dropped on Netflix.
Have any of you watched Devilman Crybaby?
But the animation style is so frenetic, and it's actually very reminiscent of one of the Animatrix shorts, the skateboarding kid that dives off the thing. It's very reminiscent of that sort of style, One Punch Man. And so I love when they do animation like that, and I think that could translate pretty well, because he's fighting giant-ass monsters in that, so I know it works well for a kaiju-style anime. So I think it could be really, really badass if they do it like that.
Ben Grimm is saying that's the second Pacific Rim. Girl gets in the roly-poly robot. Is
Thank
that what
you.
You're thinking of?
Yeah, that's it. The roly-poly robot. Yeah. Thank you.
Roly-poly robot. Okay, I'm so with Brandon, though, that Vampire Hunter D...
I still haven't watched Vampire Hunter D. But have you watched Claymore? I'll watch Vampire Hunter D if you watch Claymore.
I actually prefer...
Brandon, have you watched Claymore?
I actually prefer Bloodlust, the second Vampire Hunter D film, but as far as like the books and stuff go, I might like the second book the best. Yeah, which has not been adapted. They jumped to the third book and...
Wet says Devilman was alright. Caesar Gonzalez says it's Pacific Rim Uprising with the little girl and the robot.
Yep.
Dudes. Alright, cool.
We got our answers, huh?
Cesar Gonzalez. Thank you for joining in, though. Thank you to everyone that's joined late. The Guyver was good. Honestly, I put the Guyver series on our giant list of when Fuego and I were going through our best. The Guyver is a really good monster movie series. I love that. Have you ever watched The Guyver?
I've heard of it, and I know I saw it at the video
it's based on a comic. It's so cool.
I know I saw it at the video store when I was growing up. But
so good. It's like Power Rangers level monsters and shit, but it was so cool.
Oh, look who it is. Lily says Claymore is the shit.
Oh, hey, Lily, what's up? Claymore is the shit. Yeah. If you guys have... See, Jerks hasn't seen Claymore. Guys, Claymore is one, I think, 16 or 18 episode anime series, maybe 20. It is so good. It's about a female... a group of female hunters that just go around hunting monsters that can shapeshift into normal humans.
Oh, so they can, or
the monsters can.
The monsters can.
The monsters can, but they are a specifically trained group of females that can do it, and they're ranked. So you can raise in the ranking by how many you kill and things like that.
Based on a manga?
Yeah. It's based on manga. Yeah.
It always is.
Oh, it's so good, so good. If you guys haven't watched Claymore, please watch Claymore. Claymore is so good.
Well, right. I would concur that the actual source material novels that they based, they've been translated into English. They are phenomenal. Everything the Vampire Hunter D, and they have like, boy, dude, it's there with like Berserk and Guts and all.
I still haven't watched Berserk either.
Oh, Berserk! They just got done doing
I want to watch Gantz. Also, I keep hearing about Gantz.
Yeah, well, I mean, my two favorite animes of all time are Berserk and. Vampire Hunter D. Yeah.
I should watch those. I've wanted to for a long time. You know me, I love gory stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Bebop is not horror. Bebop is basically
for me.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Hint, hint, hint. Cowboy Bebop. Everybody knows how amazing it is, but it's basically it's where Firefly derived all of its inspiration. So
I like that a lot of people know what these animes are. That's cool.
Yeah,
we're all geeks here.
Yes, anime. The Bloodlust I saw in the theaters, man. So awesome. All right. So we are on to our last story, and this is not to.
We can still rapid fire the other ones if you want.
Well, I mean, I was just going to say this isn't to, take any steam away from our buddy Cody Falk.
No, this is absolutely not in any way to take away any steam from our Voorhees buddy Cody Falk.
Yeah.
There is another Friday the 13th fan film in the works.
There's a couple other ones.
Yeah, but this one
and there's Halloween fan films in development. It's like people are going rapid fire with the. I mean, we made a
good for us. Man.
We made a fan film.
We
want to make another one.
Yeah, we were early on that train.
Yeah.
We made an American Vampire fan film called Sweet. If you haven't watched that yet on the channel, it's I think it is definitely our highest production episode. It is our best produced episode. But there are a lot of fan films, and this one is getting a lot of traction because it is being made as a direct sequel to Friday the 13th Part 6.
Yeah,
a lot of people's favorite ones, including. Well, I go back and forth between 4 and 6 being my favorite.
4 is my favorite.
Yeah, see, 4 and 6 are my favorites. I think 6 might be mine because it was like the first legitimate raising Jason,
it's where he became supernatural.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I think I love it. So.
As opposed to just a killer.
And that happens to be the Jason played by C.J. Graham, not Kane Hodder.
Well, and ironically enough, C.J. Graham is returning for this film.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is super cool. And even
that is cool. And C.J. Graham, Fuego got to interview him on this very channel.
Yes, I did. Just last year at Mad Monster. It was pretty dope status. And just the amount of additional. Well, he was in the Alice Cooper video, and I mean, yeah, it was a fun. If you guys have any interest in talking with and seeing me talk with that cat, but so C.J. Graham and Steve Dash actually, who was the original grown-up Jason, yeah, in number 2, he's also taking part in this, and then
cool.
None other than Tom McLaughlin, who wrote and directed, or I should say co-wrote and directed Part 6. He is coming back on as a consultant for this too. So he's assisting in the process.
Wow.
The script is crazy though. So the script apparently entails Jason's father coming back to Camp Crystal Lake.
Ooh, that's something that's never been touched.
And a series of mysterious murders start transpiring after he returns.
Oh, no.
Hold up though. And then none other than Tommy Jarvis goes missing. And then Tommy Jarvis's daughter has to step in. And just kind of, she knows.
Are they getting Tom Matthews back for Tommy Jarvis?
I don't know. Who knows?
Oh, that'd be dope.
It would be dope. Cool.
Never Hike Alone brought him back, so why not?
They did. And in the Bloody Disgusting article that I was reading, they even mentioned that, he was.
After the buzz it's getting, how could he not want to be involved? For real. No, really, for real. How could he not want to be involved?
I'm looking at it.
Why aren't you asking him? Get him on the phone.
I only knew him too well. Yeah. No, but I guess the Jarvis daughter is stepping in as the final girl. So Tommy Jarvis's daughter, she's of that particular ilk, and she's going to be the one going against this. Exactly.
Yeah, Movie Geek got it right.
Damn right.
So many people go ka.
That's what I used to do. It was the Simpsons episode that did that.
It was the Simpsons episode, and I think Ace Ventura. She ka. Remember? Chicago.
Vaguely.
Excuse me. Did you just refer to me as White Devil? Leave that part out from now on. I'm a big Ace Ventura fan. Myself and producer Dave, big Ace Ventura fans.
Not the hugest Ace Ventura fan.
Chicago.
The first thing that I ever saw.
Oh no, Chicago was the bat. Sorry, Chicago was the holy bat.
Yeah, the first thing I ever saw Jim Carrey do on screen was The Mask, man. Yeah, it was The Mask, and then Dumb and Dumber. Yeah.
David and I went to Ace Ventura 1, an early screening of Ace Ventura 1, a sneak preview.
No kidding.
And
he was
from the very first
in living color.
when he was the HDS delivery guy, smashing the shit out of the package, we could not stop laughing at Jim Carrey for the next 10 years. We stopped immediately after that 10 years. But for the next 10 years...
but he went into such great dramatic work.
Oh, yeah, like The Majestic. The
Majestic being the only one.
That was garbage.
Number 23 was bad, too.
Number 23 wasn't bad. It was okay. Eternal Sunshine I didn't like, but I very much will relate to it now, so I like it more now.
Oh my god.
Are you okay? Did you just have a seizure?
Mikhail Gondry, dude. Okay? Eternal Sunshine? Holy fucking shit. Really? You don't like that movie? That's a
yeah, jerks. Throw me a spear.
That's That's when nature calls, though.
Yeah, I know. We're talking about both of them.
Everyone loves a Slinky. Go, Slinky, go. Yeah,
the one part in When Nature Calls I don't like that everyone else does is the rhino shit part. I'm not a big fan of when he comes out of the rhino.
That was like something that should have been in Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah, it really, really was.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a sidetrack.
This is different kind of scary.
It's a big sidetrack.
Anyway, so it's called Vengeance. It's called Friday the 13th Vengeance, and it was trying to get to its $25,000 Kickstarter or whatever within 30 days, and it made it there in just a few days. It's already at over 40,000, and that was at the time of the writing of this Bloody Disgusting article, which was almost a week old now. It still has like about 10, 11 days left, so I don't know, man. This, especially with the associated people with CJ Graham and, Steve Dash and so on coming back and, tying it in and making a direct sequel to Jason Lives, which would probably be my second favorite, I would say. It'd probably go... Have you seen Lee and Cody and all those cats trying to do the, 31 on 31, rank all of those?
All of them, yeah.
I can't quite do it.
I just, it seems tedious. I saw they were doing that, and that's when I came up to do the top 13 horror franchises. I was like, let's just do that instead.
Yeah, I'm actually more so into that.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Fuego and I, we won't record it tonight. We'll probably record it next Sunday, but we're going to be doing the top 13 horror franchises of all time.
Woo!
That'll be fun.
Yeah, we have all of our picks nailed down.
That's our favorites.
Yeah, that's
not what we think are the best.
Yes.
That's
different.
Our favorite 13 horror franchises of all time.
Yes.
Very, very specific. I want to watch Ace Ventura right now. Commentary, guys. Honestly, Movie Geek, producer Dave and I would be all about... Maybe we could do that for Shut Up, I Like It. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do Ace Ventura for Shut Up, I Like It, my other channel. I need to go over there and start making those Rick and Morty episodes public.
Dun dun dun.
Whoopsie.
Yerps.
Guys, go subscribe to Shut Up I Like It, our other channel. You know what? I need to put a link in the description box. Why haven't I done that yet?
I also have another channel that's relaunching this week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 11/11, right?
Yep. 11/11.
Wait, that's today. Did you launch it?
I'm going home and putting it live.
Oh. Yeah. Well, you're launching it tomorrow for a lot of the country. Oh.
Yeah.
You should have put it up this morning.
No.
We could have directed people right to it.
Pacific Standard.
I could have linked it. Fuego.
Didn't think about it.
Fueguissimo.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are you doing it weekly? Why don't you do the Geek End Rewind? Why don't you do this? We could do the news and then do the Geek End Rewind on your channel if we wanted.
It would be fun.
We're already dressed up for the news.
Tough logistics.
What do you mean?
Well,
you just log into your account.
Yeah, true. But
I'm just saying, it's a possibility. Anyway, yeah, Fuego's Geek End Rewind will be up soon.
Yes.
What do you think about Jim Carrey as Carnage? That would have been great.
That would have been bad stats.
That would have been way better than the one they got. But anyway, guys,
that's right, because we can't divulge who they actually put forth because it's post-credits, suckers.
So yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this week's horror news with booze.
Oh no,
yeah, let's hit the.
Scrolling?
We do have some. Well, do you want to do the quick hitters, or do you want to just?
Do we react to the boys' trailer? Well, it wasn't a trailer.
It wasn't. It was a teaser.
20 seconds of what's her name, Elizabeth Shue talking, and then you see them all flipping off a TV, and it's nothing worth reacting to. So yeah.
I didn't actually watch it. Apparently, Fuego did. So
I told you I did.
No, I know, but so that's part of why we didn't do it. Castlevania has amazing gore. We will be reviewing the second season of Castlevania. I need to watch that now, but I'm trying to catch up on the Patreon
stuff. Toss it on the pile, yo. Toss it on the pile.
I'm ready to review 4 different Patreon movies. We reviewed Tusk today.
Tusk tonight.
Fuego and I will be reviewing Alice, Sweet Alice, and Magic next week. We will also be recording a reviewing commentary for either Cabin in the Woods,
or Scream,
Hereditary, or Scream.
I'm gonna do Hereditary, man. I want to revisit that before the year is over.
Commentary, yeah, we can do that. And then yeah, we've got a bunch of other stuff coming, guys. I just uploaded all of our Halloween Horror Nights footage. There is 9 episodes, you guys. I have.
How long does each one range?
Well, here's the thing. I have Halloween, or the California vlog day 2. Day 1 went up a couple of weeks ago. That was our not Fuego, but Marsha, Susie, and I at the Man's Chinese Theater in Hollywood. Day 2 is Halloween Horror Nights in Universal Studios. That vlog came to about 53 minutes. because we go through all of the houses as well. We cut down. The only house that's in the full vlog in its entirety is the Stranger Things house. Then everything else is getting its own video. Woo! So the Trick or Treat house gets its video. Halloween 4 house gets its video. Universal Monsters house gets its video. The Terror Tram and the Scare Zones get their own videos. So all of that is coming in the very near future. And then I also recorded our review for Slender Man, my review for Slender Man today. That's going to go up soon. This Wednesday is going to be my comic book review. Will you grab those for me?
Did you use your rant juice for Slender Man?
Well, I did not. I did, actually, a little bit, but I didn't go as hard. I will be recording my review for The Mutilator, but that is a Patreon review. And then
you didn't record that yet? I thought that's what the rant juice was for.
No, it is for that. I haven't used the rant juice yet. This is what I'm doing. I'm reviewing the Stranger Things comic this coming Wednesday. Or Stranger Things. The Jeepers. Wow.
Jeepers Creepers.
Holy crap.
Jeepers
The booze is working.
Yes,
the Jeepers Creepers comic, 5-issue comic, which actually has amazing artwork. Somewhere in the movies.
Because remember how 3 was like
because
between
they didn't
1
put him.
and 2.
It's between 1 and 2. Then it's got to be between 1 and 2 because he's still out there and around. But the cool thing about it is it actually shows him in like Mayan times being worshipped as a dragon god and sacrificed to. It's pretty cool. It shows the creeper.
Those days.
It shows the creeper in history. So I'm excited to review this for you guys. That'll be going up Wednesday.
That is actually quite cool. I'm going to look real quick as you keep
Check out the artwork, dude. Check out the creeper artwork because it's really here. Actually, let me.
I'm honestly. I'm
going to pull the creeper.
That is a rad cover.
Oh, dude, the covers are awesome.
That one I really like.
And you know who did the alternate covers for it? Kelly Jones, who did all those really cool Batman books. All right, let me give him a good.
I gotta say, man, Dynamite is dynamite at securing all of these like professional licenses and stuff.
They really, really are.
They have like a stockpile of that shizzle. Okay, so should we?
Hang on, I'm just gonna show the creeper artwork here.
All right.
There you go. So that's kind of what he looks like.
I can't say it though, dude.
It looks really cool. Really good creeper artwork.
Yeah. So is it the same artist and like penciler and inker through each issue?
Yes.
Or, okay, so it's not like they.
And it's really good. He's a really good, bold artist. But the cool thing is that every creeper panel is very light on words. However, the creeper talks in this.
Does he?
The creeper literally speaks and says words.
As opposed to like grunting.
Yeah, he doesn't talk at all in the movies.
Yeah.
So
he makes noises.
It's kind of weird. Yeah,
loud noises.
He grunts and sniffs.
Yeah. Much more
like
animalistic.
That kind of stuff. Yeah.
So they gave them some creative freedoms then, I guess.
Another good local comic shop other than Samurai Comics is I like.
Other than Samurai?
Gotham City Comics on Main in Mesa.
The one that
Gotham
Ashley
City
works
Comics.
at.
No. Ashley works at Drawn to Comics on the west side, about 43rd Avenue. And
okay, what is the one that's like right close to Mill? It's
Glendale.
on. Is it Ash Avenue?
That's Ash Avenue Comics.
Ash Avenue, I really like.
Okay. The other comic store that was right on University closed down. That one right there behind, or right next to the.
I know a lot of people don't like to give love to
dorms.
All About because of the fact that
Atomic Comics closed.
Huh.
There were 4 Atomic Comicses out here, Ben, and they all closed. Yeah. They got shut down big time.
Shut the hell down. I used to go out to Metro Center. Like I still remember when I saw the Blade movie in theaters. We snuck in because like I was not old enough to go see that at the time. So we snuck in, we watched it, and then we went right into Atomic Comics afterwards at Metro Center before it was like super ghetto crazy, and we were just like reading all kinds of different Blade comics and Spider-Man crossover stuff and whatnot. And yeah, it was pretty dope. Nice childhood memory right there.
So yeah, lots of cool stuff coming up on the channel, guys. Thank you very much for joining us.
I'm the king of the rumba beat, and when it comes to
the maracas, they go chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom. So yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. Click the link in the description box down below, and you can join our Patreon and actually send us movies to review that will actually. Atomic closed all over. We'll be doing those reviews in the very near future. So thank you guys very much for joining us. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias. I've been Jaime Fuego.
If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. We greatly appreciate it, and click that notification bell that sometimes works. Might let you know when the news goes live next time.
Ring-a-ling-a-ling.
So thanks very much, and remember, stay scared.
Ring ding dong.
Ring a ding 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 dong.
Keep the bells